Most traders fail in trading, not because they're stupid people or they don't know how to trade. It's because they don't have these 7 core fundamental principles of trading and psychology that I'm going to tell you about within this video. And because they don't understand this and they don't have a baseline of where to operate from internally and mentally, trading is always going to be difficult for them. So in this video, I'm going to go through all 7 principles. These are timeless principles, something that I would use if I lost everything. I would come back to trading with just these principles and I would be able to dominate the markets again. So make sure you watch this to the end because this might save you and your account, and this is actually going to help you level up. So this should be a good one. The first principle that I want to talk about is that identity is king. Okay, everything you do is identity based. You got to lead with your identity. You either identify as a trader that always FOMOs, impatient, greedy. These are negative identities, right? So instead you have to switch that identity into a positive identity. So positive identity would be someone that is disciplined, patient, precise. Do you identify as a civilian or are you identifying as a sniper? Are you a warrior? How do you handle situations? You see, your identity is the thing that is going to create your response to the situations that the market throws at you. You either react or you don't. Do you understand? So identity is the most important thing, okay? If you keep saying to yourself, oh, trading is difficult, I'm struggling, I keep failing, this is already the identity of a loser. Do you understand? And I'm not being mean, but what I'm trying to do here is make a point. So you have to change your story, your identity, your self-image, okay? So you have to say that I am a sniper, I am a disciplined trader, I win, okay? I manage risk, I am a good risk manager. All these things is what builds your character. Do you understand? And that is the thing that is going to get you across the line. It's not really strategy, it's the way you see yourself, the way you embody yourself, your beliefs, because this is who you become, okay? And it's even in the Torah. The Jews know about this, okay? You have to be a person that can handle money before money gets to you. Does that make sense? You have to be a person that is capable of love before you can be loved. Do you understand? And it's the same with trading. You have to become a trader that is good at, managing risk and making decisions and sticking to the plan. Do you see? A consistent trader before you become that. Because before God blesses you with whatever you are bringing into your life, He's going to test your character. He's going to test your identity to see if you deserve the blessings. Does that make sense? So it's important. And that's why I put identity as the first one. It's the most important thing, okay? You have to understand this one, okay? So moving on to number 2 is trade what you see, not what you think or what you feel, okay? Trade what you see. You have to be able to understand what the market is telling you there and then. Okay, so your market structure, what is that showing you in the present moment? Okay, are you in alignment? If you're not in alignment, don't take a trade because now you're forcing trades and you're not trading what you see. It has to, if it's all bullish, it has to be all bullish. If it's all bearish, it all has to be bearish. You're not just taking random trades based on what you think and what you want to, like what you are trying to force onto the market. You cannot do that. You cannot force what you want onto the market. The market is giving you clues. It's showing its hand to you, and therefore you trade what you see. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that manage your risk. Okay, so risk small amounts, up to a percent, for longevity. Okay, now there is a caveat here. If you risk too little during the phase 1 and phase 2, so the challenge of your prop account, if you risk too little, it'll take too long for you to pass your challenge, okay? And that is never a good thing. So if you're in the challenge phase, risk up to 2% per trade, okay? That's what I do. And that is going to help you pass the challenge faster. But once you pass your challenge, you want to protect that capital and scale down to about 1% per trade, okay? And this is the thing that's going to keep you in the game for long. So the idea is, when you're taking the challenge, risk more and be okay if you blow the account. I'm not saying that you should blow the account. And if you are trading from principle and you've got a good system, then there's no reason to blow the account. But you should risk a little bit more at the initial stage so you can pass faster and get funded quicker. And then once you're funded, you want to protect that with everything you got. You don't want to blow that, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4 is you only want to take your A+ setups, okay? Quality is more important than quantity, okay? So A+ setups only. And you have to understand this because it's like a filter. This is how you filter out bad trades. If you are taking random trades, so an A+ setup and then a B setup and then a D setup because you feel like you need to be in the market all the time, then you're not going to get consistent results because you're not taking the same setup. So if you want consistency, you need to be taking the same A+ setup every single week. And you need to get so good at recognizing it and knowing what it looks like and developing a sense for it so that when it shows itself, you take it without hesitation. And to be able to take the trade without the hesitation is also coming from the identity work, that you don't hesitate, you don't flinch when the opportunity comes. You just, you take the shot, okay? And you're done. You live with that decision. And so if you want to live with your decisions and not flip-flop around, then only take the A+ setups. Then there's no need to go backwards and forwards. This is important. Okay, so A+ setups only, quality over quantity. Now, number 5 is your exits. The way where you take your profits, your exits are actually more important than your entries. Now, you can have the best entry. Okay, put it this way. If you don't know how to get into a trade, you shouldn't be getting into a trade. But let's say you know how to get into a trade, now you need to know where to get out. Because you don't make money until you take profits. Does that make sense? So it's important to master taking profits or finding the correct exit strategy. And I'm not talking about micromanaging your trades and obsessing over the charts and looking at your P&L and moving your stops based on your feelings. No, it's about having a precise and predetermined exit mapped out and part of the plan before you take the trade. And then you put your take profits there. And once you're in the trade, you don't touch it. You don't mess with it. You don't look at it. Because you know where to exit. You're not hanging around and holding on to losing trades or missing your take profits and having the trade reverse on you because you got greedy. You need to know this and you need to have this dialed in because you don't make money until you take profits. Okay, so master your exit strategy. Okay, that's number 5. Number 6 is cash is a position. No trade is trading. You don't need to trade every day, okay? If you are trying to trade every day, you're crazy. Because the market doesn't owe you a setup. It doesn't owe you anything, okay? If there is no trade that day, don't force it. Be patient and wait. You see, not trading is trading. I laugh when I see comments and they say, oh, you don't know how to trade because you're not trading. That is like idiotic. We're not even operating in the same world if that's the type of thinking that you can come up with. You have to understand that holding cash and protecting your capital is the most valuable skill you can develop as a trader, okay? And not just taking any silly trade and bending your rules so that you can get your dopamine hit. That's not trading, that is gambling. A trader is someone that is a sniper and very precise with their actions and their decisions, okay? So you wait and you wait and you wait patiently and quietly until the time is right, and then you strike and you hit hard. And that is how you do it, okay? So you only need 1 or 2 good trades a week, and you can absolutely live off of that. So that is number 6. Now, number 7 is that your consistency comes from your routine, your daily checklist, what you do all day throughout the day, from Monday to Friday, okay? Having a consistent routine, waking up at the consistent same time, eating the same foods, working out at the same time, okay? Having a boring, consistent routine, and also respecting the process. It's everything that outside of trading, right, is you're not going through life like an NPC. You're not operating your day like an NPC would. You are intentional and you are precise with everything, okay? The whole day is designed so that when the time is right, you take the trade and you're done. Does that make sense? And you're in the right frame of mind. So that means having the right sleep so you're not impulsive. Doing your exercises, sticking to your word, your self-esteem, keeping your promises to yourself. Everything, all of this stuff, the whole package is all that is what leads up to that moment you pull the trigger and take that trade. It's your identity. Your lifestyle, the way you live your life, your days, is your identity. And you live and die by that. And that is how you sharpen the axe every day, okay? You just get better, and you get better and better every day. You get sharper and sharper and more dangerous day by day. And that is how you become consistent, okay? Wake up early, do your back testing, read a book, do some meditation, go for a walk, plan your trades, and then come back and take action when the time is right. That is consistency. That is how you become consistent, okay? So I hope that this video was useful for you. These are my personal 7 timeless principles, okay, that I wish I knew 10 years ago, okay? And it's taken me this much time to figure it out, and I just want to share it with you to help you level up. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe. Drop your comments below. I read all the comments. And if you want to work on yourself, check out the first link in the description. We have a full trading identity psychology course for you, okay? Until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.